I'm Narokx, this is The Chop. This time I'm gonna break down how Ninth Wonder chopped the song Let the Dollar Circulate by Billy Paul into his beat Dollar Circulate.
Let the dollar circulate. Let the dollar circulate.
The tempo of the beat is 94 and the tempo of the song is pretty similar, so I didn't have to do much stretching. I also didn't have to mess with the pitch, since Ninth Wonder kept the beat on the same pitch as the sample. The beat is basically two loops, so let's start building those loops. To create the first part of loop 1, he rearranges this section.
Let the dollar circulate. Let the dollar circulate.
He starts the loop with this chop,
Dollar circulate. Dollar circulate.
but he doesn't play all of the chop. Instead, he does this stutter pattern.
Dollar circulate. Dollar circulate. Let the dollar circulate.
Then he uses this chop.
Let the dollar circulate. Let the dollar circulate.
Halfway through the last beat of the second bar, he interrupts the chop with the next one. He then interrupts it again on the same spot using this section that is located right before chop 1. He uses it to reintroduce chop 1. After that, the loop is almost the same as the last bar. The difference is that he cuts off chop 3 on the last two beats of the bar and replaces that ending with this bridge chop. That, as the name says, bridges the two loops that compose the beat. Here is how loop 1 sounds. Now to the second loop. Before the start of the loop, he uses the chop that preludes chop 1 to introduce the second loop. Also important to note that it overlaps with the last chop of loop 1. And here is the first chop of loop 2. Again, he cuts this loop off halfway through the last beat of the second bar, using the second loop as the last loop of this section. Now, you repeat this combination 3 more times and that is it for loop 2. Before I play the loop, I want to note that this chop doesn't fit perfectly, but that isn't a big deal, since I can just stretch it to make it fit. Make sure that you have this file as unique, or this stretching will affect all other samples. Here I have it already as unique and separated by color. Then just change the sample to stretch or complex pro if you're using Ableton, I think. Then it should stretch without throwing off the pitch compared to the rest of the beat. Okay, now here's loop 2 together with loop 1. And that is pretty much it for the chops. For mixing, I just did some EQ and compared it to the original. The intro is pretty helpful for that, because there is no drums, so it is easier to compare. And lastly, there is a unique drum pattern for each of the two loops, but it is nothing too complicated. A simple kick and snare pattern, with a shaker and hats that play every 2 steps. And you can also peep the arrangement of the beat.
Peace, 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 peace.